Can you be trusted?
Welcome to the podcast where mental health is at the core of what we focus on. We strive to develop people like you to maximize who you are and what you've been called to do by sharing tools and resources for better brain health. And now here's your host, Juan Garcia.
Welcome to the podcast. Today is Monday. It is Mindfulness Monday, and I want to focus on integrity. I know it's a curse word for many people. People have their own definitions of what integrity is. But when you look up the word integrity, it really is defined as something that is whole, or in our case as humans, us being whole. And that has to do with every aspect of our lives, every area of our life, that it's in alignment with each other, so that as a whole, or in a altruistic way, we are approaching life collectively, mind, body, and soul. So the decisions that we make, the relationships that we encounter and we engage in, and the activities that we involve ourselves with, the things that we feed ourselves, whether it's physically or the food that we eat, whether it's spiritually, the things that we expose ourselves to, and also emotionally, all are in alignment with our ultimate standard. Now, whatever your standard is going to be important as to what determines what integrity looks like. Because, for example, if your ultimate standard is your faith in God, the Bible, and what it establishes as a way of life, then that's going to really be important for you to have that real relationship with God, and your discipline as far as your spirituality, the amount of time you spend reading the Bible and getting to know God in that sense. If your ultimate standard is yourself, it's your family, is societal norms, or if you subscribe to a different religion, whatever that standard is, that is going to be your measurement. That is going to be what you're going to look to establish and determine what integrity looks like for you. And so it's important that you, first of all, identify what is your standard. Now, the ultimate standard for me, obviously, it's God. It's the person of Jesus Christ and how he lived the life and how he gave us the example to live our lives and treat others. And so for me, loving God above all things and loving my neighbor as I love myself is a standard. So everything that I do has to correlate or line itself up with how I view God and how I view my neighbor, how I treat God as it relates to my daily living, and how I treat my neighbor as it relates to my daily living. And that has to be integral. The integrity piece has to align every aspect of my life with those two things, the vertical and the horizontal things that I believe are the standard of Bible. So it's important to know what your standard is, what's going to be used to measure how you know that you're living with integrity. So the reason why I use this word is because there are so many societal areas that are really showing the lack of integrity, whether it's corruption, whether it's ego, whether it's being a person that's greedy, and the motivation behind obtaining those things is fame, is money. Those are the things that we're dealing with in today's culture. And it's also producing what's called cancel culture when some of those standards are not being met. So integrity is something that is lacking as a whole. People have all these different definitions of what integrity should look like. But then when it comes to the bottom line and when it comes to the way they live their lives, they're not living with integrity. And so my recommendation for today's Mindfulness Monday episode is for us to really understand what integrity is supposed to be, what it looks like, and how we benefit from living a life with integrity. See, one benefit is that we seek outside ourselves to obtain a life of integrity. So if we pursue a relationship with God and we build our faith, so we become stronger, and we become less self-centered or selfless when we have this type of approach, because we know that it's not about us. We know that we can't do it on our own, and so we have to pursue this relationship and develop it with Jesus Christ. Now, the second benefit that I see from pursuing a life of integrity is that there's accountability. There's a morale that we need to kind of look at so that we don't deviate from what's right and what's just and what is correct, because there's morality there, and there's a standard that we develop within ourselves that we're going to tell ourselves we will not violate our own standards. We will not violate our code of ethics. We will not violate the things that are important to us in life. We're going to be honest. We're going to be truthful. We're going to disclose things that are necessary. We're not going to withhold information that is important to share. All of these things are all interpreted to being a life with integrity. So it's important to see the benefits of that. We have someone higher than ourselves. In my case, obviously it's God. We have our own moral standards and our code of ethics that we want to live by. And also, it's just the right thing to do. Ultimately, when we don't live a life of integrity, it catches up to us. You know, you tell one lie, then you have to tell another lie, and then you end up forgetting what the truth actually looks like. And you find yourself trying to compensate for what could have been avoided if you were just honest with the truth from the beginning. So, today, seek a life of integrity. Seek a life that is willing to submit to a set of standards that are just right. They're right to live by. They're right by humanity's standards. And they're right because they keep everyone in mind, and we don't violate each other in the process. And so I hope that encourages today to live a life of integrity. If you have any issues, struggles, concerns, you want to develop some disciplines, you want to identify some of the things that maybe perhaps doesn't allow you to live a life of integrity, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We are here to support you, to help you gain mental health, because mental health translates into physical health and spiritual health, and the cycle goes on and on and on. So, Mindfulness Monday, pursue mental health, and it starts with integrity. I'll catch you on the next episode.
Thank you for tuning into our podcast. For more information, visit our website at juangarciaenterprises.com. Our host, Juan Garcia, is available for speaking, coaching, and one-on-one counseling. You can email us at info@juangarciaenterprises.com. Until next time, remember, we only have one mind, so mind yours.